Good morning. Today is Isru Chag, the 23rd day of Nissan, May 1st. I'd like to commemorate today's Tanya class in loving memory of my father-in-law, my wife's father, Eliyahu ben Avraham Aharon. Today is the 30th yard site. There's the 30th yard site. And his namesake is right here. There it is. Okay. Yesterday we were talking about how do we have Yiras Hashem? We have to have fear of heaven, fear of Hashem. So there's a higher level, there's a lower level. And if we just conjure up the Yiras Hashem that is passed down from generation to generation, we could remember that we obviously have within each of us the ability to have Yiras Hashem, but that's a very basic level. We really have to work on it. If you want to do something in life, if you happen to be skilled or talented, that's wonderful. But if you didn't work on it, you don't put your effort into it, you're probably not going to get to the next level. So at least the very basic is you have to contemplate Hashem in your life, that God is watching you. The Alter Rebbe explained that 2 days ago. We said a mashal of how a God writes everything down and listens to everything and even knows what you're thinking, but that's obviously a mashal. God is the thought. God is everything that you're doing. So that's even deeper. As the Rambam said, it's obviously something that's difficult to comprehend. So that's why we bring mashal, and that's why we bring parables. And we say that God writes things down and God listens to what you're saying. God is obviously aware of what's transpiring, yet He is transcendent, yet present in my life, both at the same time. Okay, in today's lesson, any Yid who sets aside time each day to contemplate the realness of God's existence in this world, reflecting on His actual presence in their life and God's intimate knowledge of their reality, will certainly arrive at a most basic level of fear of Hashem, at least as much as fear of one's fellow. So if you're worried about doing something in front of someone else or saying something in front of someone else, you'll either insult him or he may look down upon you. How could you say such a thing? How could you do such a thing? So that's at least the basic level of fear that one should have for Hashem, and obviously much, much more because He knows what you're thinking. Every Yid, whoever he may be, and whatever his spiritual state, when he ponders upon this, that he should have fear of Hashem, and he thinks about it for a considerable amount of time each day, how Hashem is truly omnipresent in the higher worlds and the lower worlds, that Hashem fills the entire world spiritually and this physical world as well, not just in theory, but in actuality, literally, fills the entire world with His glory. That he looks, seeks, and searches. A person looks within himself and searches his kidneys and his heart. What do the kidneys do? They cleanse that which goes through the body. So we're looking to see that our thought, speech, and action get cleansed as they go through our bodies. Meaning our inner thoughts and emotions and all our actions and words, a person tries to count every step and everything that he does. Azai, Tikova belibai hayira l'chalayoyim kuloi, kishiyachzor v'yispoinin b'za'afilu mispoinin uskalo. Then fear will be implanted in his heart throughout the day. Meaning he's going to have a certain fear of Hashem throughout the day. Even when he's occupied in matters that are not, let's say, davening in shul or learning Torah or even doing a mitzvah. But whatever he's doing, even if he's occupied in work matters or other matters, when he will again meditate on this. When we think about it for a moment, he's not going to have to exert himself so much. He can get right back on track. Again, we spoke extensively about Avas Hashem. Now we're up to Yiras Hashem, which really keeps us focused and straight on what we're supposed to do. So the moment he stops thinking about whatever mundane matters and he thinks about Yiras Hashem, he'll turn away from evil and do good. In his thought, speech, and action. So he will not, God forbid, rebel against Hashem in front of Hashem's glory, and whereof the whole world is filled. This is what Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai would say to his disciples. He would say, may it be God's will that the fear of heaven be upon you and keep you from sinning. Just like the fear of a human being who's observing your actions, you wouldn't do something so terrible in front of him. This is the meaning of the pasuk. Hashem demands of you only to fear Hashem and to walk in his ways. So the question arises, is attaining the fear of Hashem an easy thing, like the pasuk says? The answer which was given for Moshe, it's a simple matter. Well, for Moshe, it's a simple matter. How is that a simple matter for us? We're not a Moshe Rabbeinu. But we already explained that there is a little bit of Moshe inside of each of us that is given to us throughout each generation. And the pasuk is referring to here to a level of fear which is indeed simple. The level of fear that all we have to do is walk in Hashem's ways. And imagine if your friend was watching you, would you do that? No, that's why you're hiding when you do it. So imagine Hashem is watching you. So that's the lower level of fear. Maybe it's the lower level, but at least it brings you and it leads you to fulfilling the mitzvahs, which involve turning away from evil and doing good. So this is the lower level of fear, which we discussed earlier. And accordingly, the Gemara's answer, as we said a few days ago, we talked about how, hey, if Moshe could do it, you could do it, Moshe Rabbeinu. What do you mean? It's not so simple. Yeah, but Moshe gave you the ability to do it. And his neshama and his essence is still shepherding us and guiding us and giving us the strength to stand tall and stand firm against the Yetzer Hara, against the evil inclination. So now it's understandable, and it means that Gabe Moshe dahainu legabe v'chinas hadas sheb'chol nefesh miYisrael v'likis milsa zutarti hi k'niskeleil. As it applies to Moshe, quote unquote, that's to say in relation to the quality of das that is in the divine soul of every Yid. This quality being the quality of Moshe that's found within you, within each and every Yid. This indeed becomes a minor thing that we could certainly overcome it. We just have to think, how could I do this? I'm a servant of Hashem. I'm the son of the king. I wouldn't do it in front of someone else. On a very basic level, it would keep us from doing an Avera. So when a Jew reflects this with his das, that it's really a part of it. Das is the third. We have Chachma, Bina, and then Das. Chachma is the idea. Bina is to really understand it. And Das becomes one with you. So this concept that we can have, Yiras Hashem, is one with us. We just have to think about it for a moment. The more we think about it, the more Yiras Hashem will have, but at least on a very basic level. Shadasum, Hamakasher, Matspune, Bina, Salev, as Bechinas Gile b'machshava mamish, Kiyadu ali yedei. Das is the faculty, as we just explained, which connects the hidden understanding of the heart with revelation and actual thought, as is known to the students of Kabbalah, which you all are. So you should be able to understand it. We're all Kabbalists here. We're learning Kabbalah. As mentioned earlier, all Yidden possess a hidden treasure of fear of heaven in their hearts. We all have it. It's linked within each of us. We have to bring it out. Through the faculty of Das, this fear of heaven is revealed and felt in one's thought, and also affects his speech and action. So the takeaway for today, Chavra, the thoughts to contemplate. Number one, Hashem is found in heaven and in earth, and not in theory, but in reality. Number two, Hashem is present in all corners of the world. Number three, Hashem sees my every move. Number 4, Hashem knows my inner thoughts. He doesn't just hear what I have to say and see what I do, but he knows what I'm thinking. By the way, what I'm about to think. Take care, Steve. And finally, Hashem counts my steps. So every move we do should be calculated, and we have the ability through Moshe Rabbeinu, through being a Yid, through having a neshama, we have the ability to have Yiras Hashem at least on a basic level. But it's up to us to put the effort into it, to put the work into it. As we said yesterday, if a person is born, let's say when it comes to sports, he's naturally gifted, he's naturally skilled. If he doesn't hone those skills and work hard on them every single day and put in the effort and put in the time in the gym, whatever it is, it's not going to go anywhere. But if he does put in the effort, then he's going to be great. So we have the natural skills and talents to have Yiras Hashem. It's given to every Yid, but we still have to work hard on it. Now go do it. Everyone have a wonderful day. Zecha Nishmas Eliyahu ben Avraham Aharon is Neshama Shalom Eliyahu.